Anybody that's passionate about anything I love. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as there's passion in there. Hey guys, Sabri Suby here, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about loving what it is that you do. You know, I see it so often, like people start a business and they're only thinking about money, or they're thinking about how do I just extract the most amount of money from my marketplace or from my clients, or what would be the easiest business to start where I can go and pick the lowest lying fruit and make the most amount of money with the least amount of pain. And these people always lose in the long term, right? You can have some short-term wins and some short-term success, but you'll never ever build like a legacy business, or you'll never ever build something that you're incredibly proud of. And there will always be someone in that market who completely dominates you. And that person will typically have the tendency to love what it is that they do. When you're building a business and when you're scaling a business up, there's a lot of highs and there are a lot of lows, and there's a lot of adversity that you need to go through. There's lots of fires that you have to walk through in order to be able to sustain that business and to be able to really have long-term success. And if you don't love what it is that you do, you know, after you walk through one or two fires, you're just gonna give up. Because the uncertainty and all the doubt and all the adversity that's placed on you as a business owner, it will simply cripple you, because the only thing that you're trying to do is get money. And you're gonna go through that process and you're gonna be like, oh, like this is all really hard. Like, is the money really worth it? Like there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of difficulties, and I've had this key staff member leave, or, you know, this person's trying to sue me, or this person's saying something bad about me, or I had this person leave and go copy my business, or right? There's gonna be a whole bunch of shit that you have to deal with as an entrepreneur. And if that why isn't big enough, like if you don't love the game, if you don't love what it is that you do, you are just going to give up, because that's what any sane person would do. The people that win are the people that really have love for the game, love for business, love for whatever it is that they're doing, right? Either it's in like sports. It's like you see the people that have the lowest of lows, like when they got so close to winning that Grand Slam or that championship ring or that big fight, and things didn't go their way, and it really feels like the whole world is against them, right? Especially in sports, because it's really polarizing in sports. Like if you're like a champion and you're a hero, everyone wants to be around you, all the brands want to endorse you. And the moment that you have a loss and you kind of get some adversity, everyone doesn't even want to know you. In business, it's not as black and white, but it's still that apparent. And if you look at the sports, right, and you see those athletes that go through those extreme adversities, or they have a really bad injury, or they lose a huge fight or a championship ring, and it just cuts them so deep. Like I remember watching a documentary with Michael Jordan, and like he was just like debilitated by tears and like grief when he almost won these championships. And it was like the love for the game is really what kept him going and really bounced back from those extreme adversities. And then the 96 Bulls went on just to go on a big tear and just win a whole bunch of championships, right? And the reason that I talk about that, it's because when you do have those losses and when you do have those adversities, it's your love for the thing that you're actually doing that is going to keep you in it, right? And people say like, follow the money, like just go to where the money is, right? And go to where, you don't necessarily have to like it, but that's where the most lucrative opportunity exists. Like, you know, that is really absolute horseshit. Like it's so stupid, because yeah, if you follow the money, you might get a short-term bit of success, but your life is always going to be this roller coaster and you're never ever going to sustain. You might have ups and downs, but ultimately you're going to be going on a downward trajectory. So the thing that I really urge people to do, and this is not just about like, oh, just follow your passion and the money will come. That's not what it is, right? But you do need to find what it is that fires you up, that sets your soul on fire, and that really that you're passionate about, and that you find yourself researching on the weekends and, you know, listening to podcasts and reading books and all of that kind of stuff. Because, you know, I can tell you from firsthand experience, even when I have a rough day or I have a rough week in business, do you know what I mean? Like, if I just have like 24 hours to decompress and to kind of get some perspective and look at it from a different vantage point. And I look where I naturally gravitate towards. Like, I naturally gravitate towards business again, with building businesses and with marketing and with building teams and building machines, right? And that's where I naturally gravitate towards. And that's where I know that's what I'm passionate about, because even when I do come into contact with some extreme adversity, it's after a little bit of time away, and I'm talking about like 24 hours, I naturally get pulled back into it because I love it. It's what gets me passionate. And therefore, I am able to withstand the hottest of fires, right? Because I will always go through those fires and I will keep going and I will keep pushing. Where I see lots of competitors being like, oh, like digital marketing, it's this hot thing. Let me go start a social media agency. Or I get hit up like so much from people saying, hey, Sabri, I've just started my social media marketing or digital agency. Could you tell me how to do this, right? The reality of it is that if you do not love it, you are going to give up. If you're looking for just where is the greenest grass, where can I just go and get in on this hot market really, really quick, you're never ever going to be able to compete with a guy like me, because I will simply withstand. I will sit in that fire and I will let it callous my skin to get to the point where I'm going to gravitate towards back at it, because I love it. I love the hustle. I love the climb of it. So whatever business that you're in, right, you really need to fall in love with what it is that you're doing and the challenges that come with it. And it doesn't mean that like you just need to fall in love with just cooking, right? If you're building a big catering business or a food franchise or whatever it might be, that central thing of you loving food is always going to be the thing that drives you, but you're going to be stacking on other things, like, you know, seeing other people prosper and do really well, and like that passion that you deliver that lights other people up. You're going to have to love it, because regardless of what business that you get into, it is going to be difficult. And there are going to be lots of roadblocks. And unless you keep the blinkers on, and the blinders on, I should say, and you're not looking over there and looking over there, and because every person's business looks sexier from the outside. You might have some entrepreneurial buddies, and their businesses look so much more simple to mine. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. And then you just keep on chasing all those different shiny objects, and you never get to the outcome where you want to go to. And that's because you are just optimizing to making the most amount of money. The real big piece of advice that I really want to give you is that find what it is that sets your soul on fire, and, you know, build a business around that, and know that you're going to have to do shit that you don't like. I'm not saying you're only going to do things that you like, but you really need to be in a business where you have love for the game, and when everything is all mounted against you and there's lots of pressure building up and it seems like nothing is going your way, that you still love what it is that you do. And that's the number one quality that I look for when I'm employing people to come and be on my team, is like, you know, what is it that you love to do? Like, what does your YouTube history look like? What are the books or your Amazon account, or, you know, what does your web search history look like? Where is it that you naturally go and research and you're really interested about, regardless of whether or not you are getting paid to do that? And how about I just pull you into the business and I pay you to do that thing that really sets you on fire and really gets you excited. And that's the number one thing that you really need to have in order to get that long, sustained success in your business. So wherever you are in your business, I hope you got a lot of value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button, as we're dropping a video like this every other day on YouTube. And if you've got any questions, just leave a comment below with hashtag HeySabri, and I will do my best to get to it.